wild ones, perhaps, as Alabama knocked off the Vanderbilt Commodores, and also advancing was Florida over Auburn. But yesterday, the seeded teams entered, no upsets. Arkansas was able to win, as was Kentucky, along with South Carolina and Ole Miss. So that sets the stage today, as Arkansas, which set a tournament record for 102 points last night, goes up against the Kentucky Wildcats at our first semifinal game. We invite you to sit back, relax, but you might want to buckle your seatbelts. This might be a wild ride today in the first one. And to call it, here's Tom Hammond and Larry Conley.
Bobby, very well could be a wild ride, and we're excited. This is a feast for basketball fans today. And, Larry, I think it's a tribute to the balance in the Southeastern Conference that throughout this tournament there have been no real blowouts. The average margin of victory is only 7 points.
Tom, you're right, and the one thing I like about this is the environment. It's like a Final Four environment. These four clubs getting ready to go to the NCAA tournament. What better preparation to have a crowd like this excited and ready to play.
And, of course, in the semifinals, 4 of the best teams in the country, 4 of the top 16 square off in the SEC semifinals.
For only the 5th time in 18 years, the top 4 seeds have survived as the SEC tournament continues from Atlanta. Semifinal Saturday begins with Tubby Smith and his top-seeded Wildcats striving to get to the championship game for the 7th straight year. Jeff Shepard has taken his game to a new level, and the rest of the Cats have followed suit as they prepare to stare down their arch rivals. Arkansas is looking for its first ever victory over Kentucky in tournament play. Last night, Nolan Richardson was delighted as his Hogs returned to form against Tennessee. Pat Bradley electrified the crowd with 24 points as the Hogs outraced the Vols 102-96 in a classic. Coming up next, Arkansas and Kentucky tip off semifinal Saturday.
The Georgia Dome in Atlanta, the semifinal round of the Southeastern Conference Tournament. Today's first game matching the 16th-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks and the 7th-rated Kentucky Wildcats. Welcome back to Atlanta, everyone. Tom Hammond and Larry Conley once again with you. You know, since Arkansas joined the Southeastern Conference, every time they have played Kentucky, it's been a classic almost. That's why it's a bit surprising to learn that Kentucky has beaten Arkansas 5 straight times. Although earlier this season in Rupp Arena, it was an overtime game that Kentucky was lucky to win. Arkansas making its appearance here right now. And Larry, let's talk about differences, 2 great traditions, coaching philosophies. I think Nolan Richardson wants a little more up-tempo than Tubby Smith.
It's almost hard to hear you. These 2 coaches both love to go up and down the floor. Arkansas much more so. They love the frenetic pace. Nolan Richardson has thrived on that. I think Kentucky's a lot more patient this year and a lot more strength inside.
All right, matchups, that inside strength you mentioned. Nazr Mohammed, Scott Padgett, both had double-doubles in the win over Arkansas earlier.
Yeah, and I really think their strength goes to the inside. Nazr Mohammed and Scott Padgett, very strong in there. Flags are getting me everywhere. But these guys have been playing awfully well, particularly at the end of the season. Nazr Mohammed, a first-team All-Southeastern Conference performer. Now, on the other side, obviously for Arkansas, Nick Davis, one of the leading shot blockers in the league. In fact, he is the leading shot blocker going up against a tough front court. Where they've got problems is Derek Hood, who hurt his ankle last night and may not play today. If he doesn't, that really helps Kentucky.
Well, at shooting guard, Pat Bradley had a big game at Rupp Arena earlier. He had 26 points against the Wildcats.
Yeah, and Bradley really is the key to this basketball game, I think, on the outside. The question is what Kentucky does with him, particularly on the defensive end. Wayne Kerner's their best defender. Do they take him off of Reed and put him on Bradley? That's a big question. Jeff Shepard, end of the year, playing as well as anybody in this league in the backcourt. We've got a great matchup, backcourt, front court, great coaches. What a game.
It should be a great one. Kentucky will be without Allen Edwards, who's attending his mother's funeral today, but the Wildcats do have plenty of depth. We'll take a look at the starting lineups when we return to the Georgia Dome.
SEC basketball is being brought to you by Bell South. Bell South is proud to be the official telecommunications partner of the SEC. By Pizza Hut. Have you been to the Edge? By First Plus Financial. At First Plus, we're working first for you. And by Nationwide Insurance. Check the yellow pages for the Nationwide agent nearest you.
Welcome back to the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, the first semifinal game in the 39th Southeastern Conference Tournament. And it is a beauty with Arkansas 23-7, Kentucky 27-4. Nick Davis, who leads the SEC in rebounding. Sunday Adebayo gets the start, replacing the injured Derek Hood. 18 points, 9 Tariq Wallace, a three-point threat. You know about Pat Bradley, 24 last night. And Kareem Reed, who had 9 assists against the Volunteers. And the Kentucky starting lineup. Scott Padgett had a double-double yesterday against Alabama. Hashimu Evans starts in place of Allen Edwards, who is attending his mother's funeral today. Nazr Mohammed, who led the SEC in field goal percentage most of the season. Jeff Shepard, the SEC Player of the Week the last week of the season. And the point guard Wayne Turner among the league leaders in assists. It's the Hogs and the Cats, two top 20 teams matched up in the SEC semifinals. Get set for semifinal action from Atlanta. Tip Arkansas and Kentucky. Let's check in with Dave Baker.
Tom, on the Kentucky side of things, Jamal McGlore's one-game suspension for a violation of team rules is over. He will play today. Same deal on the Arkansas side. Landis Williams, who was out after being arrested for DUI, back in uniform. Late word, Derek Hood's ankle did not respond well during warm-ups. The Arkansas staff says if he goes, it will only be during a 2 or 3 minute spurt, but probably only in an emergency situation.
All right, Dave. Kentucky has been nearly unbeatable in SEC tournament semifinal games. Their only loss occurred back in the 30s. 28-1 all-time in semifinals. Tubby Smith in his first season. Ironically, his Georgia team played Kentucky in the finals last year. Rick Pitino's Wildcats won their 20th tournament championship in '97. Wildcats control the opening tap. We'll be tracking the fatigue factor, too, because Arkansas had that brilliant racehorse game against Tennessee last night.
Razorbacks open it man-to-man. Immediately, Kentucky goes inside to Padgett.
Jump hook misses everything, but Muhammad is there to put it home.
Tom, that is their strength. They're really tough inside, and here's the strength of Arkansas, up and down the floor quickly.
You better get back on defense because Arkansas is going to be there. Adebayo taken away by Muhammad. Turner pushing for Kentucky to Evans. And Kentucky breaks out of the gate 4-0.
Good look by Turner up the floor. Evans very quick, runs the floor as well as any guy 6'6" you'll find in the country. You see Kentucky's in a straight man-to-man. Davis trying to pull Evans or pull Muhammad out away from the basket.
Muhammad didn't have much of it. He made a half-hearted attempt to come out. Never got more than about 12 feet from the hoop. Reed for three. Kareem Reed with a three-pointer. He had 17 last night. Here's Kentucky with a little bit of Arkansas run out. And Evans with a jam for his 4th point.
You were talking about Arkansas running out. Don't blink, because this Kentucky club can get up and down the floor, too.
Give the Hogs a little taste of their own medicine right there. Nick Davis. Muhammad intimidated him a little bit, had to pass it up. Adebayo with a left hand.
Sunday Adebayo had his best game of the year last night against Tennessee.
18 points and 9 rebounds. Reduces the Kentucky lead to 1.
Adebayo on Padgett. Pretty good matchup right there.
Muhammad got away from Davis, and then the backside help results in a foul. Will it be on Bradley or Davis? Let's see.
You know, Tom, I think that's exemplary of what we're going to see today for this game. When Nick Davis is down there guarding Muhammad, he's going to need a lot of help.
Nolan Richardson, 7-6 in the SEC tournament. That foul was assessed to Nick Davis. Of course, the last time these two played in the SEC tournament in the Georgia Dome was a classic. Shepard for three.
Kentucky has yet to miss.
We played 2 minutes. The Wildcats lead 9-5. They have missed one shot. That was the Muhammad putback. And there's Muhammad with the rejection of Davis.
A couple of better shot blockers in the league. Nick Davis and Nazr Mohammed. Watch Davis try to spin on Mohammed. No way. Mohammed much too strong there.
2 blocks already. And an Arkansas foul on the rebound. Sunday Adebayo's first.
Razorback foul on number 40, Sunday Adebayo. That's his first.
Here comes Arkansas with that pressure. With that 3-guard lineup, they're a lot quicker than Kentucky is, but Kentucky's strength really is down inside if they can get it there.
Turner, no problem bringing it up against the trap. Padgett, inside Evans. Muhammad, beautifully done. Great interior passing.
Something Kentucky has done very well the last 6 weeks of this season. Moving the basketball to other teammates. Making the extra pass.
Reed tries to throw it in traffic, and a reach-in foul. Hashimu Evans.
Gives you an idea of how good this offense is. Look at Padgett with a bounce pass to Evans. Evans to Muhammad, and nobody around him. Excellent ball work.
Here's Nick Davis at the free throw line. We've talked all season about players that improve their game. Nazr Mohammed is one of the most improved players in college basketball, and so is Nick Davis. He did it in the other direction, where Muhammad lost weight, worked on his quickness, his hands, his shooting touch. Nick Davis gained weight and strength, and it put him amongst the leading rebounders in the nation this season. Led the SEC both in block shots and in rebounding.
Averaged a double-double in both points and rebounds. Really has made himself a much better player, although he misses 2 free throws there.
It remains 11-5 Kentucky. Padgett draws the double team. Good ball movement. Sheppard fakes, fires, got it.
Well, that is just terrific basketball. When you move the ball that much and you get that wide open shot, Nolan Richards says, we got to do something different defensively.
Kentucky comes out smoking. They've hit 6 of their first 7 shots to take a 13-5 lead.
Nice fake by Sheppard. He took 1 step inside the circle and nailed it. Nice pass by Turner, too. Here's a field goal situation. Kentucky 6 out of 7. Arkansas 2 out of 5. Cats have gotten a couple of runouts, too. Hashimu Evans getting down the floor quickly and getting a couple of layups. Some good outside shooting.
Kentucky hitting on all cylinders to open the game here against Arkansas. Very sharp early. Jeff Sheppard leading the way.
I thought perhaps Turner might be guarding Bradley, but he's got Reed. Sheppard has got Bradley.
Wallace against Hashimu Evans. Bradley with Sheppard right on him.
Padgett fronts Adebayo. Not going to allow him to catch it down inside. He did that well last night against Tennessee.
10 on the shot clock. Wallace penetrates, kicks to the open man Davis, can't hit. Sunday Adebayo, though, with an offensive board, and Kareem Reed misses a 3. Sheppard muscles it away from Adebayo.
Padgett wants to give it up, can't find anybody.
Turner now comes to get it, and Sheppard is there, too. Sheppard against Adebayo out on the floor. Turner traveled. First Kentucky turnover.
I think he had the shot to begin with. Decided he wanted to get a little bit closer. Go ahead and take that. His shooting is dramatically improved from last year. 38% from beyond the three-point line this year.
He's worked hard on his whole career. His shot, his free throws much better. Changed his style really earlier in the season. Bradley, quick 2, got it.
Tom, I said it last night. Give him a sliver, just a little bit of an opening, and he'll take advantage of it.
Arkansas within 6. Padgett helping with the pressure, gives it up to Turner. Penetration, dish, Evans slam.
And once again, Turner getting inside the Arkansas defense, able to drop it down when the defense comes to it.
Reed pitches it back out to Bradley. Reed operating on Sheppard. Too quick for him. Got it to Wallace for 3. And Sheppard the rebound.
Good block out that time. Kept Reed away from the ball.
Numbers for Kentucky. Padgett for 3.
Tom, they are on fire.
Davis lost it out of bounds. Kentucky ball. Remember that scene in Gone with the Wind when Atlanta burns? That's the way it looks for Kentucky now. They've hit 8 of their first 9 shots, and they lead Arkansas 18-7. Turner with the assist. Evans the slam. The Georgia Dome, 18-7. Kentucky leading Arkansas early. And we mentioned that 1995 Classic, Arkansas-Kentucky in the championship game. Arkansas defending national champs. Kentucky looking for its 4th tournament title in a row. Corey Beck in overtime for the Hogs up 9. But the tournament MVP, Antoine Walker, led the Cats' comeback. They came back from 22 down in the first half, 11 down in the second, 9 points behind in overtime. It was one of the best games I've ever seen. Tony Delk sealed the deal at the free throw line. Kentucky won 95-93 in overtime, an SEC tournament classic. I think you'll agree, Larry, that was one of the most enjoyable games either of us have ever broadcast, and just to look at it was a treat in itself.
Indeed. We had these same seats, and I think perhaps in all the hundreds and hundreds of college games I have seen, it certainly ranks as one of the top 3 or 4.
Muhammad, low post, back out to Shepard for 3. That one's short, picked up by Bradley. Only the second miss in the first 5 minutes plus for Kentucky, and then Arkansas throws it away.
Arkansas looks a little out of sync here. Kentucky doesn't.
You have to think that game against Tennessee last night, which was this season one of the best we've seen, one of the most fun, as the two teams raced up and down the court, has to take a bit of a toll on the Razorbacks.
Razorbacks back into that matchup zone defense.
Muhammad to Paget. Muhammad put it back. That's 6 for Nazi.
And see, there was a situation. Alec Thompson is only 6'5". He had no chance against Muhammad in there. Inside strength of Kentucky, once again rearing its head.
Bradley just missed, and a rebounding foul, a push on Kentucky. It's the second on Evans.
Watch the move inside there. Nazi Muhammad didn't even have to get off the floor, just reached up with those long arms and got the rebound and stuck it back in.
And Ollie Thompson stepped on the baseline. Well, Arkansas continues to be a bit careless here in the first 6 minutes of the game. That's their 3rd turnover. There have been some unforced errors by the Razorbacks.
Tom, this is a wonderful atmosphere, I think, for all 4 of these clubs today to really get ready for NCAA tournament play next week.
Well, you made a good point that it has a Final Four feel. Cameron Mills into the game for the Wildcats as Shepard hits again.
Jeff Shepard has probably been the most proficient guard in the SEC the last 3 weeks of this season.
He has 7 points early. Wallace for 3. Rimmed out to Muhammad. Threw it right to Wallace. He takes it to the rim, and Muhammad blocks it. Scramble for it. Reed had it for a moment as he scrapped with Turner. The 2 go flying out of bounds, and a foul is going to be called. I think. Nope, maybe not. It's just going to be Arkansas ball. Turner had possession on the baseline.
Officials are conferring right now. They're trying to make a decision whether there was a foul or just an out of bounds. Nazi Muhammad threw the ball right to Wallace. Once he brought it back in, watch Nazi Muhammad right here. Makes it so difficult to get a good look at the basket. Turner thought he had it, then Reed came around from the other side.
Derek Hood unable to play yet, anyway, with a sprained ankle suffered against Tennessee last night.
I asked him about it before the game today, and I said, are you going to be able to play? He says, I don't know. He says, it's really bothering me.
Arkansas has hit only 1 of its last 9 shots, and over the last 5 minutes, Kentucky has outscored them 15-2. Chris Walker behind the back against Shepard. Walker and Guy Whitney came in at that timeout, and so did Jason Jennings, the 7-foot freshman. And here's an illegal screen, an elbow called on Chris Walker.
Pushed off with that left arm, trying to get open. Walker has been a backup to Reed at that point guard position all year long. Well, Richardson trying everything. Jennings and Whitney in there now.
Kentucky continues to smoke. Paget got an 8-footer. Too good a look at the basket. They're getting wide open shots.
Yeah, there's no one contesting those shots.
Bradley dribbles out of trouble. Whitney, baseline drive to Jennings.
Look how quickly they close down on Bradley.
Bradley, though, created some space and hit his 4th point. 24-9, the Kentucky lead. Entry pass to Muhammad, went behind the back, intended for Paget, and picked off by Whitney. 3rd Kentucky turnover.
I think he even shocked Paget that he made that pass.
He might not want to go talk to Tubby Smith right now.
He may be forced to.
He may want to keep his distance if possible. Well, Nazi comes away with the rebound and is pushed by Whitney.
You know, we've talked all year long about Jeff Shepard, his scoring ability. Watch him give the ball right to Padgett, right where he needs it, the free throw line. Again, good ball movement by Kentucky. Pat Bradley, one dribble to the right, the pull back, and the jump shot. Seen him do that now for 3 years for Arkansas.
Meanwhile, as Bradley records the basket, Nazi does go over to talk to Tubby Smith. And it's not going to be a pleasant conversation, although it's ended by now, as Michael Bradley replaced Nazr Mohammed. Nazr with 5 rebounds in the early going, but that behind-the-back pass got him a seat.
Nazr's the 5th leading rebounder in the league this year.
Bradley. He's been the only consistent Arkansas scorer early. He has a half dozen, and the Razorbacks make it 24-11.
Fatigue not showing on him, Tom, and he was up and down the floor a lot last night.
Shepard for 3. Whoa! Jeff Shepard. Shepard with a dozen points already.
The shooting continues to be terrific on both ends. Arkansas starting to pick it up after starting slow.
Walker muscling his way inside. Bradley made him change the shot and takes the rebound.
Bradley had a good game against Alabama the other day.
Freshman's going to dribble it into front court. Kentucky out-rebounding Arkansas 10-4 in the early going.
Padgett's open.
3. No good. Strong rebound by Ollie Thompson. Somebody needs to come to the ball. Bradley does. Got a screen from Thompson. Picked up on the switch by Mills. Bradley again finds a little space, but threw up a bad shot that time. Second rebound for Mike Bradley. Turner pushes to Shepard. He's fouled.
Yeah, Tom, that's what you do when you've got a guy like Turner who handles the basketball. You find a way to get open. Jeff Shepard running the floor, filling the right lane. Look at this. That's a great bounce pass. But Shepard made himself available by running the floor in a hurry, getting in position to draw the foul, and have a chance for 2. Nice pass by Turner.
And Shepard continues to score. 17 points and 3 rebounds against the Tide. And already 13 points against Kentucky, hitting 5 of 6 from the floor. There's Jamal McGlure. Dave Baker mentioned earlier, he served his 1-game suspension yesterday back on the court for the Wildcats. Padgett goes out. Saul Smith is also in for the Wildcats. And wholesale substitutions for Nolan Richardson. He gets his starting 5 back on the court. Jeff Shepard has been lighting it up in his home state of Georgia. He has carried the Wildcats to a 29-11 lead. Here's 3 of his 14 first-half points. Kentucky's built a big early lead on the Razorbacks. Let's check in with Dave Baker.
Tom, certainly the minds of the Kentucky players on their teammate Alan Edwards, who is away today attending the funeral of his mother. His teammates helping him out through this tough time, including Scott Padgett, who has on his shoes RIP LME, in memory of Laura Mae Edwards, and certainly they're hoping they can continue this kind of play so that Alan Edwards could make it back for a championship game tomorrow.
All right, Laura Mae Edwards being buried today in Holly Hill, South Carolina. Passed away on February 26th. The funeral today, and Alan left immediately after yesterday's quarterfinal win. Nick Davis forces it up over McGlure, and Shepard has the rebound. They've corrected Shepard's scoring, only 12. Still an impressive start for Jeff Shepard.
A little bit better defense by Arkansas. They've come out of that matchup zone. Looks like they're trying to play a little bit more man-to-man.
Shepard penetrates, finds the open Mills for 3. Tapped out by Bradley, and Kentucky retains.
Nice play by the freshman to keep it alive.
Shepard in a lot of trouble after tripping over his own man. This time Davis has the rebound.
Good job by Saul Smith to get back on defense, not allow Reed that penetration.
Reed fumbled it for a moment, went back to get it. Bradley's hit 3 of 6. The rest of the team is only 2 of 12. Bradley on the bench right now. Reed penetrates to Davis. He got it. Nice play. Kareem Reed with the assist. And Davis his first basket.
Arkansas is dangerous. You've got to keep Reed out of the middle.
Bradley with the entry to McGlure, Miller put it in. Well, two big guys combining. Bradley with the assist.
Tom, the big people for Kentucky are playing masterfully here today. Bradley with that good-looking pass, McGlure already. We've seen what Paget and Mohammed have done.
The freshman Bradley playing with more and more confidence. Wallace is fouled as he takes it inside.
Kentucky foul number 11.
Watch Kareem Reed. Now, if you're going to shut Arkansas down, the one thing you've got to do is keep him out of the middle of that defense. He's a magician with that basketball when he gets in there. Nick Davis got one of his passes and stuck it off the window.
Foul committed by Saul Smith, his first, but only the third against Kentucky with just under 9 minutes left in the half. Five-second call on Wallace. Another Arkansas turnover, their fifth.
You know, all year long, the one thing I've been most impressed with Kentucky, and you can say a lot of things about their club, but I think their half-court defense has gotten better as the year has gone on.
Bad pass. Reed and Saul Smith. And a foul called on Smith as he undercut Reed. It's his second foul. His dad can't believe it. It was a hustle play, but he did knock the legs out of Kareem Reed. And Mom is watching Saul. She just wore the blue today. She didn't have to have red and blue because Gigi of Georgia eliminated in the quarterfinals, her other son. Bradley fumbled it away, but it was last touched by Arkansas.
You look at Xavier McGlure that time trying to return the favor to Bradley, who earlier gave him one for an assist.
Saul took a shot in the nose and goes to the Kentucky bench. McGlure and Bradley will go out and get a pretty good hand. Played well.
What a strength that is for Kentucky to have four big guys who can go in there and play.
Shepard for three. Paget kept it alive for a moment. Cameron Mills saves it inbounds. Paget puts it in.
He actually tried to throw it off an Arkansas player, missed him, and Paget got it. Talk about opportunistic.
Boy, everything going right for Kentucky, getting every fortunate bounce here in the first half. And they lead it by 20.
Watch this half-court defense of Kentucky. Not a lot of pressure on the ball right now. They're always between the basket and the ball. Good help by Paget.
Reed around the horn to Wallace for three. Short. Air ball from Wallace, which pretty well sums up the first half for Nolan Richardson and his Hogs. They've hit only 1 of 6 from three-point land. And with 7:32 left in the opening half, Kentucky has built a big lead. Everything going right for the Wildcats. SEC Scholar Athlete is forward Anthony Boone from the University of Mississippi. The senior from West Helena, Arkansas, has a 3.07 grade point average, majoring in chemical engineering. One of the most inspirational players in the conference. He has come back from 4 knee surgeries and had the decisive play yesterday in the Rebels' quarterfinal win over Georgia. Anthony Boone, our Nationwide Insurance Scholar Athlete. And Elvis is in the building. And Ashley Judd is too. One of the reasons the Wildcats
Screaming and yelling.
have hit 67% of their shots.
We've got a sea of red and a sea of blue in here today.
I'd like you to stay tuned at halftime for Bell South's You Call the Play feature. A look at big plays from past SEC games. Here's a big play by Scott Paget. Just split defenders to lay it in.
Well, Scott Paget coming off in an awfully good game. His double-double against Alabama, and he's picking it right up where he left off. Nice pass inside.
And Mills knocks it away from Ollie Thompson. And no foul. That's the third Kentucky block, and the least likely of all, maybe, Cameron Mills. Scott Paget with a foul. Ollie Thompson again involved.
Thompson simply beat him to the ball. He was there, and then Mills came from behind.
Jeff Shepard has almost single-handedly outscored the Arkansas team. That was the 15th foul on the Wildcats. In fact, each team with 5 first-half fouls. Thompson turning on Padgett. Shoots over him, and an air ball, and then Reed lost it out of bounds.
Tom, it has been that kind of afternoon for Arkansas. Kareem Reed just dropped that ball, went right out of bounds on the air ball, on the miss.
And Larry, I think last night's fast break fest against Tennessee is taking its toll.
They don't look sharp today, not as sharp as they did last night. Third air ball already for Arkansas.
Muhammad went back to get it. Shepard, Mills.
Great pass. Push off.
Yep, it won't count. Muhammad with a push off to get open. Wipe out the basket. First foul, Nazr Mohammed.
Good look by Jeff Shepard that time, but Nazr got caught.
Bradley for 3. They need some of those to go down. Padgett saves it to Turner. Shepard. Mills for 3.
Everybody's getting in the act now. They're all shooting.
Just under 6 minutes. Kentucky's hit 4 of 8 from the three-point arc. Padgett with a rejection. Turner to Shepard. Pull up 3. Whoa! Bring on the Chicago Bulls.
Whoa! Are they shooting the ball? Kentucky is blistering those nets. Cameron Mills in the corner. Pass from Jeff Shepard. Bottom. That's not all. Watch Turner give it up to Shepard on the right side to pull up. Once again, bottom.
Well, we saw Elvis a minute ago. What was that song? Kentucky Rain is falling down. They've been raining threes. They've been hitting everything they put up. Jeff Shepard has been on fire, and Kentucky, incredibly, has built a 41-13 lead over Arkansas. 5 of 9 from three-point range. It has been an impressive display so far.
It is truly a rainy night in Georgia.
Over the last 3.5 minutes, Kentucky with a 10-0 run. And the Arkansas Razorbacks, who had to fight so hard against Tennessee just to get here, have found the first half to be a chore against the Red Hot Wildcats. Reed, pull-up shot, off glass too hard, tapped in by Jennings.
Jason Jennings, who didn't even play last night, off of the bench with a nice tip in.
Muhammad flashes right back to Turner. Shepard, he gave it up, or tried to Anthony when he had the open shot. And the way he's been shooting, I think everybody on the floor thought it was going up.
Watch again, Kareem Reed make the move down inside against Turner, try to get it off the window, and Jason Jennings with that big hand in the reach. This young man's going to be a good player, freshman from Arkansas, Jason Jennings.
There's Jennings with an outside shot that was a brick.
He should stay a little closer to the basket.
Turner with a skip pass to Anthony, back around the perimeter, then inside to Muhammad. To Padgett. Oh, what a pass! And Padgett the finish.
Nazr happier about that pass, I think, than any tipping he's gotten this year.
This has been a clinic. Bradley misses from 15. Anthony has a rebound. Here comes Turner.
Steal by Reed. Nice play from behind.
And the lead pass for Bradley. Nice catch. And finally put in on the follow by Brandon Davis. Nolan Richardson just trying to get some fresh legs out there. Brandon Davis and Jason Jennings, who didn't play last night, trying to get some energy on the court. Scott Padgett apparently took a shot in the chops. He's going to the bench.
Look at that pass by Nazr Mohammed. He wanted to try that behind the back one more time. He said, Coach, I know I can make this pass.
That was before Scott took a shot in the mouth, has to go out of the game. 11 points and 4 boards. So when Nazr went to the bench, Tubby must have said, I like that behind the back. Try it again. You think?
I don't think so.
Turner to Mills for three. Why not?
Tom, see, Arkansas is reluctant to go out and guard him now because of all the power they've had inside. Kentucky's been so tough. Now they're making them outside.
Here's an answering three from Davis. Davis scores 5 points in a row. Trying to rally Arkansas. They trail 46-20.
You'd have told me that score would be what it is now with that much time left in the first half. I said, there's no way.
Muhammad missed it as Jennings bothered his shot, got it back, and is fouled. See, the basket will not count. Nazi will shoot two. First foul on Jennings. At the conclusion of the game, we'll be selecting a BP best player from each team. In addition to recognizing our two best players, BP and its dealers will contribute $2,000 to the Southeastern Conference to be distributed among the member institution scholarship funds under a conference-approved plan. Timeout with 3:39 left in what has become a Kentucky blowout. Cameron Mills, the latest one to knock down a shot. Kentucky Wildcats bidding for their 6th straight win over Arkansas with a near flawless first half. In the first of 2 semifinal games on most of these stations today, second game will match Western Division champion Ole Miss against the number 2 team from the East, South Carolina. Another matchup between 2 top 25 teams. In fact, 2 teams ranked in the top 16 in the country. Kentucky's points in the paint, 22-4. Arkansas, no doubt missing Derek Hood, being out-rebounded or being outscored in the front court, 25-9. How bad is the disparity between shooting? Kentucky's shooting 70%, Arkansas 28%.
Got a shot at Nick Davis over there, and Derek Hood. It would appear that Hood is definitely not going to play today, getting him ready for the NCAA tournament.
McGlure short, kept it alive, got it back, and Bradley puts it through. Let's see if it counts. Arkansas foul on the play. It will not count. He'll shoot 2.
Arkansas foul on number 3, Brandon.
Watch again, McGlure right here against Jason Jennings. Spin into the lane. Kind of gets it knocked away. Then Bradley will come back after McGlure misses, and he gets a little bit of a push from behind. McGlure was the one who got fouled.
Kentucky has out-rebounded Arkansas 21-6.
Top rebounding team in the Southeastern Conference. In fact, they got 53 against Alabama last night.
And no doubt Derek Hood's absence has hurt Arkansas in that department. But the disparity is so big that you think even Hood wouldn't have had that much effect.
I'm not sure Michael Jordan with a Hog uniform on right now would make any difference.
I don't know. Kentucky foul.
Kentucky foul on number 33, Michael Bradley. That's his first foul.
Mike Bradley's first. Announcers for this game selected and compensated by Jefferson Pilot Sports. Any use of the broadcast without the express permission of the Southeastern Conference and Jefferson Pilot Sports is prohibited. Chris Walker hits the free throw. He'll have another. Myron Anthony returning for the Cats as Michael Bradley goes out.
Good time we put up a graphic a few minutes ago with all those points in the paint for Kentucky. I think a lot of people who are watching this game would not think that that many points have come from the inside, but Wildcats continue to do damage front court and back court.
Well, we said as the telecast began that they appeared to have an inside advantage. It's been that so far.
Particularly with Hood out of that lineup for Arkansas.
Shepard, penetration to McGlure. Missed the shot. Jennings the rebound.
Nice pass.
Davis runs the court and gets the layup.
Good look by Kareem Reed that time, looking up. Arkansas with a little run here.
Their first transition basket of the game. Turner penetrates to Anthony. Myron Anthony, the freshman from Neptune Beach, Florida, with his first basket. McGlure. Turner tries to save. Arkansas ball.
Oftentimes, if you get out in front, as you'll see Kareem Reed deliver the basketball, he'll get it to you. It's what Chris Walker did that time when he made the break. And, of course, he did it up to the outside, and Anthony nails that jumper on a nice feed by Wayne Turner.
Kentucky fouls on number 21.
Brandon Davis off the Arkansas bench is their leading scorer with 7 points as Cameron Mills commits the foul. Chris Walker to the free throw line.
Chris Walker at the line.
Sophomore from Pine Bluff. All-Stater at Pine Bluff High School.
Sunday Adebayo getting a little bit of a break right now. Had a good game last night against Tennessee. Not so today.
Walker misses the second. Anthony the rebound. Just over 2 minutes left in the opening half. A stellar first half by the Cats. Mills for 3.
He just spots up and delivers it. Good look by Anthony.
You got to find Cameron Mills, the most consistent three-point threat on the Kentucky team, who had that great run in the NCAA tournament last season.
Had a good career at Kentucky. The senior delivers another one right here. Get the feeling Kentucky likes playing in this Georgia Dome?
I guess so. Wildcats bidding for their 21st SEC tournament championship.
23, Tariq Wallace.
Kareem Reed will be at the free throw line for Arkansas. Has 3 points and a couple of assists so far. Last night, 17 points and 9 assists.
Entertaining matchup that was last night to watch Reed and Harris going up and down the floor as you take a look at the tournament titles.
And noticeably absent from that list is Arkansas since joining the conference. And what an addition to the conference they have been. Nolan Richardson and the Razorbacks, always a national power. But in the tournament, closest they have come was that overtime loss here at the Georgia Dome to Kentucky.
Good double team that time. They got Turner in trouble.
Manages to spin out of it, getting the ball to Shepard. Shepard for 3. Front rim, Anthony's fouled to get there. Are they going to call it Anthony or Mills? Let's see. It is on Myron Anthony. Anthony pushing to get the rebound is assessed his first foul. That is 10 committed by Kentucky. It's a double bonus for Arkansas. That's about the only thing Kentucky hasn't done well in the first half. They're over the limit, and Chris Walker will shoot 2.
Tubby Smith getting a chance to see some of his freshmen play in this tournament. That could be big as they go into the NCAAs next week.
Well, you know, at this stage of the season, they aren't really freshmen anymore, have a lot of experience, and, man, you can tell that they have really improved. Most notably Michael Bradley and Myron Anthony of Kentucky.
I've seen a marked improvement in Jason Jennings, too. I saw Arkansas back in December, and he has made great strides since then.
Second foul on Sunday Adebayo. Well, he'll give a new dimension to Nolan Richardson, won't he? A 7-footer in the middle, where typically Arkansas has been lean, fast, and short. They'll have the option of a 7-footer in the middle, should they choose. And in certain matchup situations, I think that would be a real asset. McGlure rolls in the free throw. And Kentucky has not missed a free throw. Kentucky can sustain it for 40 minutes, but the first 19 have been very impressive. Davis misses. Battle for the rebound, won by Chris Walker of Arkansas. Whitney for 3. Air ball. Anthony gives it up to Turner.
Kentucky's so tough on that glass.
Final minute of the first half. Arkansas fans in shock. Kentucky fans too, probably, for that matter. Shepard misses one. McGlure and one.
Boy, the big people have just been so dynamic today. They have dominated the inside Arkansas players almost at every position. Watch McGlure on the rebound. Kentucky leads the SEC in rebounding, and that's one of the reasons. Jamal McGlure putting it back in and getting fouled and saying, yep, that was me.
Tariq Wallace committing the foul, and McGlure completing the three-point play. Ryan Hogan, the freshman from Deerfield, Illinois, into the Kentucky lineup. McGlure off the Kentucky bench has 10 points. Can you believe that score?
Hard for me to accept.
Kentucky zoning here.
Pushed by McGlure.
First foul on Jamal.
Kentucky foul on number 42, Jamal McGlure. That's his
Tom, I think maybe the combination of not having Hood in that lineup and also the fatigue factor really has played against Arkansas today. There's a shot at Derek Hood.
But you know, as well as Kentucky has played,
it wouldn't have made any difference.
they could have beaten just about anybody. That's about as fine a half of basketball as I've seen in a long time.
Yep.
Well, Sunday Adebayo had a good game last night, and I guess he holds the distinction of being the only player in the NCAA to have had two senior days, one at Memphis last year and one at Arkansas after being reinstated by the NCAA. 4 points for him tonight, or today, whatever it is.
Clock off. Kentucky can hold for the last shot.
Mills finds Anthony. He puts it up. It's short. Rebounded by Arkansas. Razorbacks can get a final shot. They'll be fouled with 1.2 seconds left. Not a good foul for Kentucky, although with this margin, I guess it's academic, but Shepherd commits his first.
I was watching the reaction by Jeff Shepherd talking to Myron Anthony. He didn't want him to put that ball up, so we had a few more seconds. You can see the foul committed right there by Shepherd.
And better off just to let him have the layup. Tariq Wallace gets his first point. He missed all 4 of his shots from the floor. 1.2 seconds left in the opening half.
Wallace had a great game against Tennessee last night with 17.
And this is the normal procedure for Tubby Smith, a late 20 on their final possession to set up a play. Arkansas getting some production at the free throw line. Their last 9 points from the stripe. And don't forget, coming up next, the Ole Miss Rebels, the champions of the SEC West, taking on Eddie Fogler and the South Carolina Gamecocks. That's coming up next. Rob Evans and the Rebels against the Gamecocks. Should be a good one. Again, 2 teams headed for the NCAA tournament, as are these.
You know, I've spoken all year, and I've had a chance to see a lot of college basketball teams and a lot of conferences, but this league is going to do very well in the tournament. They've got 5, I think, in, and it'll be good representation. All 5 will do well.
Arkansas, glad to see that horn sound. Glad to hear the sound of the horn. Jeff Shepherd leading a Kentucky onslaught. Wildcats scored 58 points in the first half. Held Arkansas to 29% shooting and lead 58-33. Bob Kessling to take you through halftime in just a moment.
SEC basketball is brought to you by Nationwide Insurance. Check the yellow pages for the Nationwide agent nearest you. And by Bell South. Bell South is proud to be the official telecommunications partner of the SEC.
58-33, ready to start the second half. SEC tournament semifinal game between Kentucky and Arkansas. And the Wildcats, we said, had an inside edge on the Razorbacks. Muhammad and Padgett combining for 17 points and 10 rebounds, and also 5 block shots. And Jeff Shepherd has been the assassin from outside.
He's also got 5 rebounds with his 15 points.
Second half underway. Nick Davis, who has only 2 points and 1 rebound, spent a lot of time on the bench in the first half.
Kentucky opens up man-to-man. Watch Shepherd out there. He's picked up Reed. Reed went right by him.
Got it to Davis, who couldn't get a shot away. Fumbled the pass. Adebayo from outside. Quick basket as Arkansas strikes first in the second half.
Well, there's one front court player that can pick it up from a scoring standpoint. It would be Sunday Adebayo.
If there's any consolation for Arkansas, it would have to be that you wouldn't think Kentucky could sustain that first half of play into the second.
They continue to look to the inside. Padgett was trying to find Muhammad. Davis with a nice job defensively to keep it away.
8 on the shot clock. Muhammad from Padgett. The unselfish play, the passing has been superb, not only today but all season for the Wildcats. Padgett, that assist. Reed to Adebayo, passed it back to Bradley for 3. Padgett fouled by Nick Davis.
Once again, Scott Padgett go inside. Little drop pass down in there. I think he's just returning the favor after Nazi tried to give him a couple in the first half. One of them was successful. Nice job by Padgett to drop it down in there.
If you're a Kentucky player, you better be ready to receive a pass because they've been coming from all angles inside today.
And from everybody on the floor.
Shepard's floater goes down. And he's hurt his ankle. Holding his left ankle as he came down awkwardly and walks right to the bench. Too bad, but Jeff Shepard was having a superb game. 17 points on that bucket. Cameron Mills to replace him.
Well, I did see him get, at least we saw him get up and walk off with it. Let's see if he came down on somebody's foot. I think that's what happened. I think he came down on Adebayo's foot.
Arkansas foul on number 31, Nick Davis. That's his
And then meanwhile, as we came back to play, Nick Davis has just committed a foul. That'll give the ball back to Kentucky as Shepard limped to the bench and Eddie Jamil, the trainer, having a look at him. So Nick Davis picks up his third. Turner lost it. Here's a run out for Adebayo.
Arkansas with a much better start to the second half than the first half, and they come right back with that pressure. Reed trying to shut down Turner.
Turner finds Padgett. Walked.
Tommy Smith really upset right now with Padgett as we take a look at Shepard being administered over there.
Kentucky just committing its 11th turnover. Adebayo backing in on Padgett. Jump stop. Spun out. Nick Davis with a follow draws the foul.
Arkansas a little more aggressive in this second half, at least handling the basketball and working inside. Adebayo with a miss. Watch Nick Davis go back in there. League's leading rebounder. Well, right back up there on the window. Got inside of Muhammad.
Called the foul on Muhammad, his second, although on the replay it didn't appear to be much contact, at least from Nazi. Nick Davis with a bad-looking free throw. Has only 2 points, 2 rebounds, and no block shots. That's after he had 6 rejections last night. And I think that bad-looking free throw, again, a reflection of fatigue. Missed them both. Davis traditionally is not a good free throw shooter, under 50%, but just the way they're going about things makes you think that that game last night against Tennessee has taken its toll. Padgett from Evans is fouled.
Looks like Shepard might be done for the day. They're putting ice on that ankle.
number 22, Pat Bradley. That's his first.
Well, again, too bad for Jeff because he was hitting nearly everything he put up. And that ice is the only thing that's going to cool him off today. 17 points. Eric Hood knows how that sprained ankle feels. He suffered one last night against Tennessee.
You know, with all the medical help they've got today and all of the new ways of taking care of the body, they can get people back in a hurry. See Shepard taking a seat over there. He's going to elevate that leg.
Mills with an offensive rebound. Then he gave it right to Kareem Reed and fouled him trying to get it back.
Can't put the ball in Kareem Reed's face. You're going to get a swipe.
So Cameron Mills committing the foul. His second. And the second against the Wildcats this half.
Padgett Adebayo battling inside. Adebayo calling. Padgett trying to confront him.
Wallace for three. Muhammad the rebound. 2 of 12 shooting behind the arc for the Razorbacks. Cameron Mills, a beautiful three. That was a pretty shot. We had a perfect angle to watch it.
Like a floater, wasn't it? Just kind of hung in the air.
Reed. Muhammad intimidated him, but fouled him too. That'll be 3 on Nazi.
You know, as good as our angle was, we'll give you another look at it. Watch Turner right here with the basketball. Give it up. From down on the other end of the floor, Cameron Mills taking another 3 in the bottom for Kentucky. His dad could shoot like that.
Dad Terry, who also played basketball at Kentucky, you probably know the story that Cameron passed up some scholarship offers from Georgia, among others, to walk on at Kentucky. Was awarded a scholarship, and in the past 2 seasons has been a major contributor for the Wildcats.
Indeed.
And a fine young man. One of my favorites.
Kareem Reed with a tough free throw miss right there. Muhammad will go out. McGlure back in for Kentucky.
McGlure played well, didn't he?
Very well.
Number 41.
Yeah, all 4 of these big guys for Kentucky have played well today.
Arkansas has hit 11 of 17 free throws.
Thomas, I just think it's another strength of this Kentucky team, the fact that they've got good balance, good outside players, good inside players.
And that famous Kentucky depth, even without Allen Edwards today. Pageant had position on Davis. Evans couldn't get him the ball. Now Turner will. And Pageant puts it up with the left hand. Came off. Rebounded by Chris Walker. Turner can't quite make the save as he goes flying over press row. Well, even with a big lead, the Wildcats still playing hard as Turner sacrifices his body in an attempt to make the save. 15:59 showing on the clock. Wildcats still have the big lead. Turner giving it his all. It's Kentucky 66-38. Dome in Atlanta. It's been a Kentucky blowout almost from the outset. The Wildcats with a big lead, although Jeff Shepard, who had been one of the hot hands for the Wildcats, injured.
Tom, let's take a look and we'll show you exactly how it happened. Watch Shepard right here now. He'll make the turn, go down inside. He'll come down on Adebayo's foot. Right there, you can see the ankle turn. And maybe for a further update, why don't we join Dave Baker, who's over by the Kentucky bench. Dave?
Larry, the thing that Jeff Shepard said just moments ago that was concerning to him was the fact that as soon as it happened, the ankle began to swell up. Trainer Eddie Jamil has called it a severe sprain of the left ankle. They're trying to get that swelling down immediately. As soon as they do and get this leg and ankle immobilized a little more, they'll take Jeff back here into the facility where they've got an x-ray facility, and they'll make sure that there's no break there. But a lot of concern on the Kentucky bench right now.
All right, Dave, so as big as this win would be if it holds up for Kentucky, some concern for the championship game tomorrow and Jeff Shepard's availability, and he has been the hottest Wildcat of all through the last 2 or 3 weeks. Walker jump stop, short on the shot, got his own.
Nice pass.
Adebayo, fouled by McGlure.
You got to give Chris Walker a lot of credit. After he got the shot, he got inside of Kentucky players who were awfully good at blocking out, hitting that glass, got his own rebound.
Points in the paint, 28-12 in favor of the Wildcats. And the outside is there, too, 24-6 from three-point range. So Mr. Inside, Mr. Outside, Kentucky doing it all over the court today.
Guess we could say Mr.'s inside and outside.
Adebayo hits, and we'll have another. And you talk about everybody contributing. Wayne Turner has not scored a point, but he has 7 assists.
Yeah, he's done
a beautiful job running the team.
Wonderful. You know, anybody that would give up points just to make sure your club wins and you get people in position to make shots and also to defend. Turner, one of the better defending guards in the SEC.
Arkansas pressure giving Kentucky a little problem here, and it results in a walking call on Scott Pageant.
Arkansas with a lot better job that time with their pressure. Pageant, not the guy they want handling the ball in the backcourt.
13 turnovers against Kentucky. floats and hits. Nice shot. Sunday Adebayo. He has a dozen points. He's really come into his own the last couple of games.
Yeah, really, yesterday was his best game of the year, and he's picking it right back up again. Evans now going for Kentucky. Nice pass.
McGlure had it stripped away, but right to Evans, who was fouled.
Arkansas foul.
You know, if you're going to break Arkansas's press, you got to make sure you get the ball to the right people. Now, look at this spread here. You've got it wide open. Now you throw it forward. You're by 4 guys. Now you got a 2-on-1. That's when you get the ball to the inside. That's what Evans tried to do to McGlure. Then he got it back and got fouled.
Second foul on Tariq Wallace. And Eshimu Evans hits the first free throw.
Number 11, Saul Smith. Number 21, Cameron Mills.
Kentucky's hit 9 of 10 free throws. Saul Smith, you remember, hit in the mouth, or in the nose, I guess it was, in the first half, and hasn't played much since. Evans misses the free throw, and Adebayo with the outlet to Wallace. Davis on the low post. Walker passed up a three-point shot.
Kentucky in a little matchup zone right now.
Wallace does launch a three. No good. Paget the easy rebound. Kentucky playing with its 2-point guards at the moment, Turner and Smith, something that Tubby Smith employed often in the latter stages of the season.
Nick Davis is going to pick up a foul here. He and McGlure were battling down on that block down there for position.
And it's Nick's 4th foul.
Arkansas sends in number 3, Brandon Davis, and number 23, Tariq Wallace.
Brandon Davis, the freshman from Camden, Arkansas, who had a good first half, checks back in for the Hogs. Have a helpless feeling over there for Nolan Richardson.
Well, he'd like to reach down there and grab some more bodies to put in there to give some assistance, but nobody seems to be able to pick him up right now. Kentucky just continues to shoot the ball well.
Turner for 3, his first basket of the game. Adebayo spin, delivers to Davis. Can't finish it. Rebounded by Evans, who is fouled.
Frustration on the part of both Nick Davis and Sunday Adebayo as Evans went up and got that miss.
Nick Davis, who had such a superb season, saw it tail off a little bit in the last few games of the regular season, will just foul out with only 2 points and 2 rebounds.
Tough afternoon for that young man because he's a much better player than what he showed today.
And the SEC block shot leader did not have a block today, only 2 points and 2 rebounds, but as disappointing as this semifinal game will be to Nick, what a tremendous season he had. Numbers Kentucky. McGlure couldn't quite catch it. The pass from Evans a little too long.
You know, McGlure called for that thing, though. He wanted it up there. Don't call it if you're not going to make the catch.
Adebayo somehow got free. Missed the shot. Tapped out of bounds. Last touch by Kentucky.
Cheer Tubby Smith there. He yelled at Eshimu Evans. He said, make good decisions. I think he did want him to make that pass to McGlure.
Tubby's still coaching over there despite the big lead. Sunday Adebayo has scored 8 of the last 9 Arkansas points. Kareem Reed lost it. Then inside, Davis.
Well, Kentucky's defense has just shut down Arkansas.
Reed missed it. An air ball, in fact, and Paget. 6 rebounds for Scott. Evans for 3. Picked off by Ollie Thompson. Davis for 3.
Nice job by Turner on the block out.
Over the back, Ollie Thompson with a foul, his first. 2 of 14 shooting from the arc for Arkansas today. When your legs are tired, that affects your shot, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And that's exactly what has happened to Arkansas today. But they came out somewhat lethargically, I thought, even to start the game. Just has never been able to turn around for the Hawks today. Nick Davis with 5 fouls, having to sit out and watch the rest of it. Now, how difficult does it make it for them? Now they've got Davis and Hood out of the game, two of their better inside players.
Cameron Mills for number 14.
Hood has not played with that sprained ankle.
He and Jeff Shepard could have a conversation tonight.
Yeah, not a pleasant one.
No.
Short on the free throw, but Cameron Mills, an offensive rebounding machine, taps it out.
A machine, huh?
Kentucky has out-rebounded Arkansas 33-14. Nice pass. Pageant, though, had it deflected out of bounds.
You know, on occasion, Scott's a little slow at getting the ball up on the to the basket, up on the backboard. When he gets that ball in his hands, he needs to quit faking and just go on and take it with his power up to the glass. Arkansas with a good trapping zone.
McGlure, left hand, came out, got his own, put it up with the right hand, came out, tapped again. And as bodies fly all over the court, a foul is called on McGlure, I believe.
Well, Kentucky is just attacking that offensive glass. McGlure was all over it. Got that long reach. He goes up and gets the first one, goes back with the right-handed hook, doesn't get it, and comes right back again, but commits the foul when he goes back the second time.
Bradley couldn't get a shot away, tried to pass it off. Arkansas controls, now fumbled away by Thompson, who's triple teamed. Out of bounds off a Kentucky player as Shepard limps his way under the stands to be x-rayed. So concern on the Kentucky faithful about Jeff Shepard's availability in the championship game tomorrow. And if it is a severe sprain, wondering how it might affect their NCAA tournament appearance next week. Wayne Turner called for a hold. Kentucky foul number 6, the second on Turner.
Kentucky makes it so difficult to get the ball in. Even Walker now, he's floated back to the outside, and Cameron Mills kicks it. It's been total dominance today by the Kentucky Wildcats. They started hot, and they have never looked back. One of the things you've got to hope for, at least if you're an Arkansas fan, is the fact that you can't let this this devastating loss, if it continues to hold up the way it is, affect what's going to happen to you the rest of the week. There are bigger things also next week to look at.
It'll be a regroup time for Arkansas, but just getting the legs back will be a step in the right direction. Bradley. Walker had it stripped away by Turner, then took it right back. Bradley finally gets a 3 down. 4 for 12 shooting from the three-point arc for Pat Bradley. Ollie Thompson battling in there. Bradley another 3. And he'll shoot 3 free throws. Saul Smith with the foul behind the three-point arc. Don't look over at Dad, Saul. Better find Mom.
It's the only consoling you'll get.
Let's see the numbers on Pat Bradley. Pat is 1 for 3 from three-point range and overall 4 for 12 shooting.
Well, when he misses a free throw, things are not going well for Arkansas.
Around 90% for the season. And then he'll have one more.
Kentucky sends in number 14, Shimu Evans, number 42.
Shimu Evans replacing Jamal McGlure for the Wildcats.
So the 2 big centers for Kentucky now on the bench, and the third one, the freshman Michael Bradley, in there with some playing time again.
Take a timeout here with 11:15 left in the game. Kentucky continues to rule. The catnip's been flying today. Coming up next will be Ole Miss against South Carolina in the other semifinal game. Meanwhile, Tim Brando intense in preparation for that second game.
Intense?
signing autographs, visiting Dave Baker, checking out the band. Al McGuire is here to broadcast the game on CBS, the championship game tomorrow, and he said to us, keep your energy up, boys.
Don't have to worry about energy with him, do you? Rebounding, you can see Kentucky with that big edge. The club that leads the SEC in rebounding.
And let's check in with Dave Baker.
Nice they can do that on.
Oh, we're here. Hi, Ashley Judd. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you guys?
How do you always work your schedule out so you can be here for a Kentucky game?
Well, all I know is that I'm turning 30 the month of April, and if I have to sacrifice a birthday party so that I can guarantee my movie will let me travel a lot in March, I'll do it.
And you obviously have the clout now where you can work that schedule around a little bit. What's next for you?
I'm actually getting ready to shoot in Montreal. I'll go over to Toronto. And we just something really cool.
Wow. Are you surprised as everybody else here about the outcome of this game to this point?
I've always believed that we had it in us, and we've had a couple obviously really extraordinary wins this year and some flashes of greatness. And this is just sustained brilliance. And I have two new friends, and they're the future of Kentucky basketball.
How do you find...
Andrew and Matthew, and they're my boyfriends, and I make them hold my hand.
Ashley, always good seeing you again, and hopefully you'll see a lot of basketball the next month.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, take care.
All right, Dave, I think Ashley actually would have preferred to see that Hishimu Evans slam than you, but also I'd like to see Buzz in that hat that kid had on.
Yeah, that would have been very appealing. I think maybe next time we go to him, we ought to have him in that hat.
Ashley Judd, who has become Kentucky's #1 fan.
Oh, she said, did we do something good? That loud roar as Hishimu Evans dunked it.
Arkansas has made 18 free throws and 14 field goals. Bradley made a pretty good catch. Davis will be called for the foul, his second.
Go back and take a look at that dunk. Watch Hishimu Evans run the floor and finish. Did a couple of those in the first half when he got out in front of that Arkansas defense. Kentucky has slowed it down a little bit here in the second half, but as you said, Tom, it was very, very difficult to sustain any kind of offensive growth like they had in that first half.
Michael Bradley at the free throw line. He'll have another shot. The Massachusetts Mr. Basketball and New England Player of the Year a season ago. 2,400 points, 1,000 rebounds, 3-time All-State. Averaged 36 points a game as a senior. 41 points in the state championship game, which they lost. But some controversy because his dad, who had played at Fairfield in his college days, thought that perhaps Rick Pitino had not been totally truthful with him about whether or not he was going to stay at Kentucky. But after reflection, Michael decided to remain a Wildcat, and I think he and his family are, at least thus far, happy he did.
And well, they should be, because this young man's going to be part of the future, I think, of the Kentucky basketball program for the next several years.
Bradley for three.
Well, it's one of the things we've seen about Pat Bradley all year long, his ability to get open to shoot that three. They just haven't had enough of him today.
He ties the Arkansas record for three-point baskets made in a season. He and Scotty Thurman, 267 apiece. So the next Bradley three will set the Arkansas single-season record. Here's Padgett for three. Long rebound, and Padgett got it.
Arkansas's in that 1-3-1. Padgett ran down his own missed shot.
Evans to Turner. And Walker takes it on the fly. Davis misses the three and got his own rebound to Jennings for the slam.
That's nice work. Davis got his own rebound and hustled after it, and Jennings was wide open.
And the Kentucky fans a little up in arms, and Tubby Smith calls a timeout as the Arkansas Razorbacks close to within 20 points. 74-54 with 9:05 left.
Watch again. Good move to the inside. Jason Jennings wide open, made himself available, and finished it off. Freshman having a nice afternoon, particularly after he did not get a play against Tennessee last night.
So Arkansas trying to gather a little momentum. And after the 22nd timeout, Wildcats will put it in play.
That half-court trapping defense. Bradley outside on Mills.
Padgett comes to get it, gives it to Turner for three.
Nice. Good pass from Padgett, too.
We have seen some exquisite passing from the Wildcats today. Turner now with 6 points. He had 16 in the first meeting against Arkansas. Mills picks off that pass. Lead pass for Evans. 2-on-2. Muhammad runs the floor.
Shimo Evans with another assist for Kentucky. Tommy, you talk about that passing, whether it's in the full court or their half court, they find open people. That's a good pass.
Walker got the roll.
Chris Walker.
Good play that time by Arkansas. Talk about good interior passing. That's the way you do it.
Kentucky has 21 team assists today. Turner for three. Tapped by Muhammad. Follow shot no good by Evans. Taken by Bradley of Arkansas. Bradley cut off. Flips it back outside to Walker for three. Jennings with a putback.
Well, Arkansas handing Kentucky some of their own medicine now on that backboard as Jason Jennings begins to go to work on the glass.
Muhammad posting low. Instead, it goes outside to Turner. Padgett. Spinning jump hook and a beauty.
Well, he turned one way. He had Jennings right in his path, and then he turned back to the inside, and nobody was there to help for Arkansas, and an easy layup.
22nd timeout taken by the Hogs. Kentucky's pushed it back out to 81-58.
Tubby Smith continues to talk and teach.
And let's take a look at our all-tell play of the game.
Well, we've got several plays of the game, and the all-tell play of the game, we're going to give you one right here. As Hashimu Evans gives up the ball. Nazr Mohammed running the floor and finishing strong. Watch again. Another look at it. Good bounce pass that time by Evans. And that is our all-tell play of the game. Nazr Mohammed finishing it up.
Nolan says, get back. Pushing foul called on a Kentucky player as Adebayo was surrounded by white shirts. It's on Muhammad, and that's number 4. He says, no, I can stay in. No, I can stay. I'll be careful.
Players always tell coaches that.
I'll be careful. Interesting score just handed here with 19:18 left in the game. North Carolina and Maryland locked up in a close one, 31-30.
On the Tar Heel side, temporarily.
Right. Padgett, nice ball fake. Nice pass to Muhammad, who's fouled. Wow.
Tom, have you noticed the two-man game those guys have developed this year between Padgett and Mohammed?
Arkansas foul on number
They look, almost every time down the floor, they look for each other. This is a terrific play. Good ball fake by Padgett. He dropped it right down inside. I tell you what, when you've got big people that can pass the basketball like this, you're going to have a good year. And they have. Principally because of the way they keep an eye on each other when both of them are open.
Nazr Mohammed shooting for his 11th point and rolls in. He has his 9th double-double of the season, 11 points and 10 rebounds. That is the 16th double-double of his career. And proclaimed by many as the most improved player in college basketball, has gone from a 300-plus pound project to an NBA draft selection next year after his senior season. 6:51 left in this game, and the Wildcats have been in front all the way. With 6:51 left, Kentucky looking good to advance to the championship game if they can hold off Arkansas, and have shown no signs of weakening. Wildcats hitting 30 of 55 shots today. That's 55%. while holding Arkansas to 18 of 58, 31% shooting. Arkansas has made a living at the free throw line, 18 of 26. Kentucky is 13 of 16 at the stripe. Three-point shooting, Kentucky has 10 three-point field goals in 19 attempts. Arkansas 4 of 18. And the rebounds, as Adebayo scores, heavily in favor of the Wildcats, 39 to 23.
Nice move by Adebayo that time inside.
Smith splits defenders to Padgett. Finds McGlure. Missed the shot. Padgett kept it alive. Now Evans flashes it back outside.
Good decision. Good ball movement.
McGlure in trouble, has it slapped out of bounds. 24 on the shot clock. They're passing with so much confidence now, it's almost like, can you top this?
Well, it's almost infectious. You know, you got one guy really doing a nice job of passing, and everybody else wants to join in. Once again, Arkansas. Saul Smith in the corner.
For three.
3 points from Kentucky basket for number 11, Saul Smith.
Cameron Mills applauds that one. Jennings in no man's land. Blocked by McGlure. Jennings got it back. Fed it to Adebayo.
I think Jennings wants out of there. McGlure's going to get a push.
4 fouls on Jamal McGlure. So both McGlure and Muhammad playing with 4 fouls.
Scott Padgett out there doing some coaching, telling McGlure how to guard the post position. Always nice to have a teammate come up and tell you how to do it in front of 20,000.
Muhammad is actually on the bench with 4, and now McGlure with 4, and Michael Bradley is set to come in, we would assume, for Jamal, as Jennings goes to the free throw line.
Kentucky.
And Jeff Shepard has returned to the Kentucky bench with sort of a splint and an inflatable cast.
Number 23, Tariq Wallace. Number 41, Chris.
You know what? That's great that they can get in there and get all of that work done as quickly as they can. In the past, you never had an opportunity to get ankles fixed that quickly. Might help him get back to the championship game tomorrow.
That remains to be seen. As Bradley on the pass from Evans. Lob into Adebayo and backside help immediately. Nice fake by Bradley. Got the 3 away but couldn't hit it.
I think he's had his feet set that time. He couldn't make up his decision, make up his mind to make a decision to shoot or pass.
Saul Smith threw it right to Tariq Wallace. And Wallace scores.
Nice runner that time by Wallace. He was also in the air not knowing what he was going to do with the ball.
And Turner is tied up. Kareem Reed back on the court after catching a long rest, and now Turner and Wallace go at it.
Arkansas sends in number 5, Ali Thompson, for number 52, Jason Jennings.
Let's see what's going to be called here. A timeout to let the cooler heads prevail.
Kentucky with 4 minutes 51.
It'll be a full timeout with 4:51 showing on the clock. And Kentucky up big on Arkansas.
Far out.
Padgett in trouble, got rid of it. Bradley on the high post, looking inside Padgett, slapped away by Bradley. Kareem Reed can't save it and takes a seat over on the Kentucky bench temporarily. Kareem is one of my favorites, too. He always makes me laugh. He just got that sly little thing. You asked him, he said, well, you tired today? As they were warming up, and he just kind of looked at you and went, shook his head. Jeff Shepard back with the ice on that sprained ankle.
Good screen by Padgett. Smith with a nice maneuver.
Came out, though, and finally rebounded by Ali Thompson. Three and a half minutes remaining. Three-pointer no good. Cameron Mills. Kentucky with 90 points. Arkansas setting the record with 102, and they win over Tennessee last night. That record may be safe. Saul Smith is fouled. And for an update on that technical foul and the ruling, let's go to Dave Baker.
Tom, the one thing they did, they went over to take a look at the video. They just wanted to confirm what they saw, and I guess under the rules they're allowed to do that. It's an unsportsmanlike technical is how it's ruled, and they get Shepard for throwing the, Turner for throwing the elbow.
I thought I saw Gerald Boudreau sneaking over there to peek at the monitor.
Well, you know what, they should do that. I really think they ought to, because if you're going to get the call right, that's the best thing you've got, to be able to sit down and look at that monitor. You and I were involved the first time that ever happened.
And it wasn't supposed to be done at that time.
That's right. That's exactly right.
It's been some years ago in the NCAA tournament.
Where were we, in Dayton?
I think so.
It was in Dayton, Ohio. Yeah. Cats about ready to make their 7th trip to the championship game of this SEC tournament, 7th in a row.
And tomorrow we'll be looking for their 21st tournament title. Bradley can't save it. Actually, it's only the 9th Arkansas turnover. You'd think this far behind that they would have been plagued by turnovers, but not the case. Ryan Hogan is in for Kentucky. And Cameron Mills gets a nice hand. Here's Hogan against Brandon Davis. Tried to pass it to Bradley inside, and it's picked off by Kareem Reed. Davis for 3.
Davis had a nice day. Had a good first half. Guess that one got him in double figures, or was he already there?
No, that was his 10th point. Kentucky just content to let the clock run away. Pageant is the only starter still on the court.
Tom, they had such a great first half. I guess everybody is anxiously awaiting to find out what Jeff Shepard's condition is going to be for tomorrow.
Anthony missed the layup. Back down by Hogan. Anthony's going to get another chance at it. And this one, no good, too. Bradley can't rebound it. Inside the final 2 minutes. X-rays were negative on Jeff Shepard's ankle. He does have a moderate sprain, according to the latest we hear, and we also hear that it's unlikely he will play in the championship game tomorrow. So Jeff Shepard, who was having such a good tournament, who was having such an excellent late season run for the Wildcats, may be in that same spot tomorrow on the bench.
A couple of seniors sitting there being very happy with what they have witnessed today and what they've contributed.
Kentucky scored 58 points in the first half. They ran away from Arkansas early, and it's just been a formality since then. Kentucky excelling in all phases of the game today, but noteworthy in their rebounding and in their interior passing. The rebounding edge, 47-26.
Already over their average.
Shot 67% or so, I think, the first half.
One of the things I think has been very important for clubs in the past that have gone on out of the SEC and performed well in the NCAA tournament. They've had good senior leadership, and I think Kentucky's got that. Plus the fact that they've really come together as a club, I think, the last 6 weeks. I think Tubby Smith has done a masterful job with this basketball team, and I mean that sincerely. I think all year long, whatever criticism they've received in the state of Kentucky is unwarranted. It's a good basketball team.
Well, you haven't heard much lately because they have been peaking at the proper time. At tourney time, Kentucky playing its best basketball of the season. Arkansas, a little bit of a different direction. They lost 4 of their last 6 in the regular season, though all 4 were on the road. Had the big win over Tennessee last night, but then ran out of gas against the Wildcats today.
Yeah, but this is an Arkansas team that when they're ready and they're primed and they get Derek Hood back into that lineup, they're very tough to prepare for. Good steal right there.
Nice one by Davis. Took it away from Saul Smith and jammed it home. And I was mentioning the improvement by Kentucky freshmen and the way they had come to the fore late in the season. I omitted Saul Smith, and I shouldn't have, because he's been a steady force, a very valuable backup point guard all season long. Steve Masiello with the three-pointer. Steve is the Kentucky favorite, the former New York Knicks ball boy, a Kentucky walk-on, who is the equivalent of the Victory Cigar when he gets into the game. Kentucky has a season-high 97 points in the final 30 seconds. They scored 95 at Ohio, their previous high. They have 97 here. And a 20-second timeout called by Kentucky with 23.3 seconds left. Let's take a look at our best players for the game. And for Arkansas, Pat Bradley leading them in scoring with 16 points, though he didn't have a good shooting day. Nazr Mohammed with a double-double, 12 points and 10 rebounds on 5 of 7 shooting. And a tip of the cap, too, to Jeff Shepard, who had 17 points and was injured very early in the second half. He looked to be on his way to a big game today before spraining his ankle. And actually, it was Shepard's early shooting that propelled Kentucky to the big lead in the first few minutes of the game. And don't forget, still to come, the Ole Miss Rebels taking on the South Carolina Gamecocks in our second semifinal on most of these stations. Hogan misses a three. Masiello the rebound. Hogan's the only Cat that hasn't scored, and now he has.
Kentucky basket number 22, Ryan Hogan.
99 to 74. And that'll do it. That last shot waved off by Arkansas. Brandon Davis wanted it, didn't get the call.
Well, we've got a second. We're getting ready to get off the air. Once again, we finished up 11 years together, and I want to thank everybody at Jefferson Pilot. And it's been a terrific year. All our producers, directors, and camera people, it's been terrific.
As indeed, and we'll be back for some final comments from the Georgia Dome Atlanta after this message from your local SEC station.